All right guys, well, this is the best part of my job. We're comparing the Braaap MX450 fully street legal to the Suzuki DRZ400. And the reason we do these comparisons is that our goal at Braaap is to be the #1 value bike. We're trying to really punch above our weight. We've sold hundreds of these now, but we know that if you're looking at our bike, more than likely you're thinking about, do you buy a brand new Braaap with a lifetime warranty, maybe on a low weekly payment plan, or do you go buy a used bike from one of the bigger brands that you're more familiar with? So we'll do comparisons like this. I know that on your shopping list might be a used WR450 from Yamaha, or maybe one of the KTM EXC models. Obviously street legal is a big part for us, especially I'm in Victoria, so to ride on any of the decent trails you may as well be street legal. And we've kind of found that nationally as well. You may as well be street legal, so you can go anywhere. So we compare our bike to the street legal models. You've heard all about our bike, probably already watched a heap of videos. So I'm just going to talk about the DRZ400 to start with. Firstly, this thing looks sick. We wanted to make it pretty fair to say, let's go down the journey of what it's like to buy a used bike. If you are that customer who's thinking, am I buying this one brand new or something from the Jap or European manufacturers secondhand? So we thought, let's find a bike. Just went on Gumtree or whatever and found a bike that was on the private market about the same price as you might pay for a new one. The used bike process in Victoria is different. Every state's a bit different, but one of the things to note is you've got to go get a roadworthy. So we bought this bike, came with a pro circuit muffler on it, so I had to go buy a standard muffler to get it roadworthy, that type of thing. Just something to note. You've probably seen the videos on how to buy a used bike that we do. We're trying to produce content and talk about the journey. We're not trying to be arrogant about pretending that you're not going to have other types of bikes on your shopping list. We want you to know that we've thought this through. Me personally, as the leader of Braaap, I'm a motorcyclist, so is my dad, who's a head mechanic. We love all types of motorcycling, and our goal is to build the best value of the bike that we offer you. So the 450 Braaap, you got a bike that's fully street legal. You're talking 42 horsepower, so a few horsepower down on your KTM EXC or WR450, but still punches. Like when I go riding, most of my mates or the people that I ride with, like I went with the Aussie Dirt Bike Tour guys up at Rawson State Forest here in Victoria a few months ago. The videos on YouTube, and all those guys had 2022s, 2023 KTMs, WRs, the Honda, a bit of everything. And our goal is that if you buy a Braaap, you can keep up, you're not lacking anything in the bush, and most importantly, we get a bit of banter with those guys and saying we love smashing Euro guys, because mostly they've paid double for their bike and what our bike's worth. So our bike still has warranty, lifetime warranty, all that stuff. Try not to do the sell on you, because you've probably already watched a million videos, but the DRZ400 I reckon is a sick bike. One of my favorite dual terrain bikes, or super motard bike, or bike you can trail ride with or ride to work. One of my mates put together a ride, and a couple of our friends own a Suzuki dealership. We hired DRZ400s and rode around Fraser Island about 5 years ago, which was awesome. So know the bike well. We've just put this one here in our leasing fleet. So at the end of this video, if you're not convinced that buying a Braaap is the best value for you, we've got this available anyway. So on a lease, once you join our leasing program, you can lease the 450 Braaap, try out the Suzuki, try out whatever's in our fleet. So check that out on a separate video, or talk to your dealer or sales team, go online about that. But really, I think these things here are a legend of the industry. They're pretty much known for their reliability. They're full size. They're definitely not designed to be your race bike. So I think we're not trying to pretend that, but they are one of the most popular enduro bikes or dual purpose bikes in the country. And they've got a cult following, people love them. And a lot of the guys that have been buying these are starting to jump on our 450. Just a few little differences. Obviously our 450 is much more sport focused. So again, it's not really cutting edge motocross, like going to go win the Supercross title. Ours is designed to be enduro, trail riding. Of course, you can motard it. You'll see the link to the motard wheels. I should have put them on for this video, but I've literally just rolled. We traded this one in. This one's also used. It's been on a big cattle farm up in central Queensland, but I wanted to do the video while I had the 400 here. But you can get motard wheels for our bike too. Ours is punchier. I'm going to look at the specs right here. Doing these videos super raw, so hopefully Josh edits out the boring bit here, but let's just see what horsepower the DRZ400 is putting out, so we can give you exact stats. Here we are, Suzuki Australia. DRZ400, they've sold over 20,000 of these things in Australia, so it's a very popular model. Double overhead cam, 4-valve engine, 398cc. Electric start, both bikes have electric. One thing to note, we've left the Kickstarter on the Braaap, nothing worse than being in the bush, flat battery, especially in Victoria where it's bloody cold, batteries fail a bit easier down here. We leave the kick on. The Suzuki doesn't have a kick. Obviously you can get around it, but just a point to notice. DRZ400 horsepower, 32 horsepower. So we're punching once you de-restrict it. Now, de-restriction for if you're riding off-road, obviously, if you're riding on the street, don't de-restrict it because you'll break the law and the noise regulations. But if you're riding off-road only or racing, you're gonna pull the muffler, the baffle out, you're gonna take the throttle restrictor out, she's gonna bark. You can even go further than that and put performance kits on it, but you're talking about 42 horsepower standard versus about 32 horsepower. So our bike's got a bit more punch, fully water cooled. These guys have got their radiator on there as well. So there's a lot of similarities and you can see why people have both bikes on the shopping list there. So let's do a few measurement checks. So this is always an interesting one. People want to know height. So bar height, you're looking around 1200 bar height on the DRZ. The Braaap, when we sit her up straight, you're looking at around, same, about 1200 bar height. Seat height on the Braaap, you're looking more like, you're looking at about 940 standard. So a lot of guys, if they want to get it cut down, they cut their seat down and you can drop the shock or soften it up. And then the DRZ, seat height, straighten her up, there we are. You're looking around 920, so 20 mil lower. Let's just do wheelbase. This is an important one, length. I think another point to note while I do this, one of the big advantages of our bike over the others is the cost of spares. Warranty program gives you confidence, but one thing is we're trying to make spares really affordable. So that's a great thing that we're trying to get better and better at as well. Make maintaining your bike or hotting your bike up much more affordable. I'm just giving you really rough numbers here just as a guide. From the bottom of the wheel to the bottom of the wheel, you're talking around 1600 long. Let's go here on the DRZ, straighten that wheel up. Again, just giving you a guide. All these things are of interest if they're both on your shopping list. You're talking around 1500 here when this has got the Motard spec wheels on it. So the Braap's a little bit longer. You can kind of get the story of the DRZ's designed to be a really good all-rounder, really reliable, but it's not designed to win a race. We're here a bit more closer to the sport side of things, but a lot of our guys use them just for recreational riding. We signed up to do the Transmoto 12-hour, that type of enduro racing, and mostly I just love doing trail riding. It's sick, so check out our videos and stuff. Again, every time I go riding, say with the Aussie dirt bike tours or with the boys out in the bush, I don't think any of my mates have ever bought a DRZ400. So I don't know if that's just my crew, but I seem to hang out with guys that are riding the KTM EXCs or the Yamaha, the WR450. So just kind of making that point so you can see the type of riding that I love to do and what my friends do. I've never seen them bring a DRZ400. I definitely have the 400 in like your reliability category. Like it's going to be more like a tractor than it is like a adrenaline rush. So that's why when we went to Fraser Island, this was about 5 years ago before we had our own bike out in this category, we rode these rather than the year earlier I actually hired a I bought a CRF450L, I think now, whatever the street X, sorry, CRF450X, the street legal version, and I rode that around Fraser Island, did the same trip, and it was great fun. The biggest difference I noticed between riding the DRZ and riding the Braaap and then riding the Honda is the DRZ's definitely in the tractor mode. Like it's heaps of fun, it's heaps reliable. One of my mates in the super hot, it was up on Fraser Island, so North Queensland, it was super hot, soft, heavy sand, and he wasn't very experienced in the sand. He actually overheated his DRZ and we just sat it on the side of the track for like 2 hours, let it cool down, made sure it was full of water and it went again. So super reliable. That's the big thing we noticed, where the 450s, when I rode the CRF up there, you definitely wanted to keep moving. It wants to get air to keep cool. So something I noticed. Now you would have seen me try and kill this thing on some winter riding last year, got stuck on a few hills and just like boiled the thing. So reliability's been tested for that type of thing, but you're definitely sitting on more of a performance engine than the DRZ, so keep that in mind. Yeah, our bike, very much in that category of the Sierra 450X and the WR type thing. So a couple other things to look at: fully adjustable suspension, got our CNC triple clamps, you know, your proper fat bars, so you can go buy any of the top of the range motocross and supercross bend bars like a Renthal or a Pro Taper, versus the DRZ, we've had to go buy adapters to change the bar size to be able to put a performance bar on them. The suspension is adjustable, but it's much more standard, especially, you know, you look on here, what else got, like got a steel tank, so much more designed for that super motard or more like ag type, tractor type riding. I think this thing looks sick though, all black, it looks sick. So that's why it's been popular in our lease fleet. Got a cult following these things. I think as well, one of the things I want to show you is, obviously the frame looks awesome, but see all the hubs, like all those finishes. This one's had a hard life. I literally just rolled this out because as we do this video, we're sold out of this model. So I've got a used example, which I think is testament to the quality of the bike as well. These are an upgrade, just note that. And also, if you're watching this video from America, you'll see in the corner over there, the US spec MX450. Same engine, all that stuff, but a few specs differences, so keep that in mind. But yeah, so hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into our thinking with the MX450, where it sits in the marketplace. I should note as well, your standard motocross size wheels with an 18-inch rear wheel, so again, trail focused. This one here comes kitted as a motard spec. Our motard wheels are about 1,500 bucks you can put on, and then have 2 sets of wheels, so a lot of guys do that, so they've got the best of both worlds, ride to work. Man, you're gonna lose your license probably if you motard one of these. It's dangerously fun. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight. If you have any proper questions, like please talk to your local dealer or jump online and put an inquiry into the sales team. Our goal is just to make you comfortable. Got really good weekly payment plans on these. And then obviously, if you want to join the leasing fleet, you can jump on this. It's a great program and find out more about that. But I recommend now you go check out our YouTube, Braaap online. You're probably already on our channel, but just click on the MX450 playlist and go have a look at some of the fun we've had riding these things. And yeah, I'm confident to put our name on it and say that no matter who you ride with, you won't be lacking anything, and that's our goal. You rock up to a ride with your mates. They've got KTM EXCs and Yamaha WRs or a Suzuki DR400. You rock up on the Braaap and you lack nothing. And hopefully if you're a good enough rider, you smoke them as well. So if any of my mates are watching, that's my goal. And they know that we have a bit of banter there, and it's always awesome to get out trail riding. So, all right guys, so I thought we should do a sound test. That's the most important thing. So MX450, fully stock, even restricted still. Sounds good. It barks when you take the baffles out of this thing. All right, see what we got here. On. Now this one's got a Pro Circuit muffler on it, so. Nice. So that's with the aftermarket muffler. This has been leased by a guy who's gonna super motard it and yeah, ride it recreationally as well. So sounds awesome. Anyway, that's the DRZ400 from Suzuki versus the Braaap MX450. Check them out on our website.